we are back. We are back. We are back in the solution.
Grateful to be back.
You know what? Grateful. I am so grateful that God is using us as a vessel right now to carry
Well,
a
and can I
message.
tell our friends and people who want to hang out with us what God is? Because they may think when we keep talking God, and I have a cousin who's an atheist, but when I tell her the definition of my power or my higher self or my God, she can jam with me. So when you say like God is using us, what does that mean? That means that love, humility, kindness, forgiveness, being responsible, praising the good in others and even myself, all these fruits of the spirit, being content, restitution, trusting the process,
making things right. Like, it's not about being a saint, but if I fuck up, then making things right is where God is.
So when you say thank God, that's what I'm thinking. Thank responsibility. Thank you humility. Thank you forgiveness. Thank you love. Thank you zeal for using me in these moments, the spiritual principles, rather than thank some white guy in the sky or some I don't know what it is.
Dig deeper. Like, that's why you're here on a spirituality podcast. Like, dig deeper. Like, what does thank you God mean to you? Like, thank God for getting into action. Thank God for showing up with energy. Thank God for like every single thing. Thank God for this house. Thank God for this microphone. Thank God for the producer, the cameras, all the things, because you're going to need that when things aren't good. Like when things feel good, when you have money in your pocket and you have the girl that you find very attractive messaging you and giving you attention, it's really easy to be thankful, grateful. But like, what is it when things aren't going your way, the seeming outcome that you have created, right? Like, I was not doing great with work. Everything seemed flatlining. And then within like, I'm not even joking, like 3 minutes yesterday, it's like offer on a house, offer coming in on one of our listings, and then like found a great building for someone, a huge commercial deal. It's like, but in the waiting for that, I had to like dig deep. Like, I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my coffee. I'm just grateful.
Well, we have an obsessive mind. Let's just talk about that. Everyone has an obsessive mind because that's where all this starts, in our mind.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't start outside of us. Everything starts inside of us.
It's like walking through a bad neighborhood, as they say in our program.
Yeah.
Being in my mind is like walking through a bad neighborhood.
And so it starts right there in this bad neighborhood in my mind. And so if I obsess about the bad, bad's going to happen. If I obsess about the good and what's good, then the good's going to happen. And so if you're new and when we say recovering from what? From the disease of self.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a disease of drinking or sucking or eating or scrolling, you're suffering the disease of self. And so when you obsess about what you need and your wants, and then you start obsessing about what I already have, and I have so much, and I'm so grateful.
Well, I just want to obsess over the solution, and I love the word solution, and we need to start kind of like magnifying that more, because we have a magic magnifying mind, and whatever we focus on increases. Like, if I focus on this is especially like an easy example to explain through romantic relationships, because when I first meet someone, I think they're the best thing since sliced bread. Don't you know, he's the best, everything. And I'm focusing on the good stuff to the point where I'm imagining that he might be a lot better or a lot more godlike than is reality, right?
We do it with everyone, with our parents.
Human
That's
beings
my
are
dad,
not.
That's my mom. That's my sister. Shouldn't treat me like that.
Right.
My brother.
Human beings are not God. So when I focus on, all the good parts about a man, I can build him up. He could be like 10 feet tall, and they love that and they feel good. And then when I turn off and I start seeing the reality in him, maybe I go even further to the right of the reality, and I start really seeing the bad stuff in him. Right. And then I turn him into a monster. I can build you up. I can break you down because I have a crazy imagination. And so my mind needs to constantly stay on the solution, right? Like, we have a problem, we have a solution. That's kind of all that's going on all day long, right?
Always. And that's why we're here. Like, we're here because we are trying to figure out what is the solution to this thing called life.
And the solution is being in gratitude and thanking God and seeing the God in things. That is a solution for all problems.
What does that mean, so for our friends, seeing the God? Dodo, you are our special guest today.
Dodo.
And you need to behave. That's Jessica's dog.
So actually, this brings me to a great parable, because to your question. Okay. There's a bunch of atheists and they have a barbecue every Saturday and they talk about how stupid people that believe in God are, and they make fun of them because they're atheists.
Is this true?
This is a parable.
Oh, okay.
And one day the barbecue has wrapped and the guy's in his kitchen and God shows up in the kitchen. I don't know how he knows it's God. He just does. Okay. And he's like, oh my God, you're God. God's real. And God was like, yeah, dude, I've been here the whole time. Like, I've always been in your life and always been here. And he's like, well, you have to come back on Saturday because my friends are not going to believe this. And he's like, don't worry, I'll be here at 6:00. Like, just don't worry. And so they set up the spread and they're preparing for God to come. 5:55, they're looking at the door. 5:59, they're like, where is he? At 6:00, a dog comes in to the barbecue and he's being like a brat, like the way my dog is being, like just no regard, just acting like a dog, like jumping on things and eating the barbecue food and just fucking up everything. And they're like, get out of here. We're trying to prepare this for God. And they end up beating the dog to get him out. The guy gets a stick and just beats the dog away because the dog won't leave. And then he's cleaning up, after the barbecue, and he feels so stupid because God never showed up and his friends think he's retarded. And then he turns around and God's standing there. And God has his arm in a sling. He has a black eye and he's bleeding from his head. And he said, where were you? And God said, I was here. I came in the form of a dog. And he beat up God because he can't see the God in things. So I need to see the God in things, the good in things, the love in things. And I mean everything, because if I don't see the good in a breakup, right? Does that make sense? Then I'm not going to have the space for new love to come in.
That's right.
If I don't see the good in God separating me from money sometimes because it's strengthening my relationship and it's making me more responsible, then I'm not going to be able to receive more money. Does that make sense?
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Like right now, I see the God in Dodo because Dodo's really like, I just lost my dog.
Yeah.
And so as I see Dodo, I see how special dogs are. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it when I was in it. It's like when
we take things for granted.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
You don't.
They paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
That's what we do. We do that in our own lives.
That's what we do. Thank you, Joni Mitchell, for that. And Q-Tip. I think they redid it. Janet Jackson and Q-Tip. They did it. And when I say to you, we don't realize that God is in everything and everyone, including you, Jess.
Thank you. And including you.
I know. Well, see, I know that. And if I go around saying, when I say I am God, people think that I'm saying I'm source. People think that I'm saying I'm the ultimate. I am the creator. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I have a spark of the divine in myself, just like everything has a spark of the divine. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. So this is like a process of subscribing to that concept though, because I need to subscribe to the concept that God is everything or God is nothing if I want to stay in the solution, because I'm going to be really miserable if I'm not in my solution. Then I'm going to be in my problem. And my old solutions were dicks, dollars, donuts, drugs. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so we're here at Fill Me Up because we don't want to use those solutions anymore. They stopped working for us. I'm just going to use drugs, but we can interchange that with anything.
Anything, everybody.
Drugs
please.
were fun.
Fantasy novels for you fantasy addicts. And I don't do anything. I'm just Miss Al-Anon. Meanwhile, you're blotting out your consciousness with all fantasy or TV reality. Go deep on that.
Oh, reality TV is a big one for some people. And so that stuff was fun. Then it was fun with a little bit of problems. And then it was just problems. And that's my experience with drugs, right? So it's just... the solutions are failed. They stopped working for us. And we've also tried them so many, many times. Like if you actually count how many times you've tried to just work out or just juice cleanse or go to some spiritual retreat or
just make another baby.
How many times have we tried it?
I need a son. And then God is so powerful, or go deeper. We are so powerful that I willed myself a son.
Right. So failed solutions because you were right back to just being miserable sometimes.
Yeah. Because then you get it and you go, that didn't fill me up. Let me try something. Let me throw out that baby, that dog, that house, that husband, and try and get a new one or something else that will fill me up.
Yeah. So, I mean, spirituality really is the last house on the block, as they say. And why? Because we stopped looking. I stopped looking for the solution when I found spirituality through the working of the 12 steps.
And what did you find though? Like when you say I found spirituality, where did you find it?
I found it first in other people. I found it in people that's like actually sat with me and took the time and didn't want anything from me and sort of shared their experiences with me in like a lifestyle that sort of sounded like mine. And then they showed me that they were living a completely different way of life. And they said it was absolutely available to me because God is in me and God is in you.
Yeah. So it's free. Number one, the solution is free because it's inside of you. You don't have to pay for it.
No.
It's inside of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Now you may have to pay for certain things if you want to go to this retreat or you want to but you don't need to pay for 5,000 crystals as we talked about to shove up your bum.
No. And I'll tell you where it's not. It's not in a $30,000 rehab stint either.
Well, that's called body brokering. And I want everyone, again, we have a list of movies that I think everyone should be watching. One of them is Body Brokers because that's what they do. The insurance companies, they broker your body. It's what they do that's why the temporary solution of pills.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, what are they prescribing in these institutions, right? Like, are they prescribing a program of spirituality or are they prescribing more meds?
There's no money in spirituality. If you're in the Catholic Church, or I don't even want to pick on Catholics, I don't care what kind of religion you're in. This is and I know the statistics are there. It's $1 billion industry. Jesus and all these and the crosses and the beads and all of these things. It's $1 billion industry.
Yes.
So, what kind of medication are they going to prescribe? Because there's a lot of money in medication.
We said last time, follow the paper trail.
Oh,
like follow the paper trail, right?
Well, I'll give you an example. Auntie, I'm her power of attorney. They put her on Tylenol 3 times a day as the solution for her pain management. Okay. Today they called me they want to give her some laxatives. I said,
That's because they've been putting her on Tylenol. Anyone who's had plastic surgery knows Tylenol 3 will block you up for a couple weeks.
And so I said, did you try prune juice? Okay. There's no money in that, but every time they write the script, they bill Canada. This is all a socialized medicine.
Right.
And they get billed for the Tylenol because there's no money in giving her a back rub. There's no money in giving her water or moving her with the paid PSWs. You get to move her out of her wheelchair and get her kind of more mobile. But there's money in the prescription pill.
Yes. And what else there is the prescription pills will cause other things that will also need more prescription pills, which it's really fucking dark. That's what birth control is, right? That's why I had a colleague and I insist, I'm controlling. And I just said, girl, you got to get that IUD taken out. So I went ahead and called a doctor friend. She didn't have a family doctor because it's Canada. And he got her an appointment and it's like, yeah, her hair stopped thinning. Her moods have stabilized. Like you go on birth control and then you need to go on antidepressants 6 months later. Wake up, people. Like follow the trail.
Wake up, people. You go on birth control. Now you have to pay $100,000 at the fertility clinic to make a damn baby.
Yes.
Because I am of the old school where I look at a penis and I am pregnant and I just have to look at it.
Right.
All my daughter's friends, they're your age. I mean, they're a little younger. She's 33.
Everyone's having fertility issues.
Two of her friends had to pay $100,000 for the baby. Why? Why is it that me and my friends don't have to do that? You understand.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that thing. Have you ever been prescribed something for anxiety or depression? And what was that experience like for you? Well,
number one, it made me even more crazy because if you're like me, it numbs you out so bad that you can't even have an orgasm. and then you feel nothing. You're not high and you're not low. You're just numb. I was on those SSRI up inhibitors or whatever, and it makes you crazier.
Crazier because you kind of just can't process the way that you normally would. Like people could be like, hey, your parents just died in a plane crash. And you'd be like, okay, that's
like,
cool.
Oh, that's sad.
I remember when I was interested in kind of getting, I mean, obviously everyone's had their own journey, but there's a few times that I tried to get sober. And in and around one of them, I had a nose job because that would fix everything, right? If I just had a better nose. And I had an infection from my nose job.
Of course.
I don't know if because I was doing coke. I can't remember because everything can be a blur sometimes, but I had this infection and my nose had I looked like Rudolph. And so I had a huge, I wouldn't dare put the picture up, but anyways, you can message me and ask me if you're thinking about any plastic surgery.
I need you to send it after
I can show you. So it was a huge red nose and they took me right away to Humber Hospital and I got to stay there for 3 days on IV antibiotics. It was a serious infection.
I'm so evil. My only thought is you deserve that for fucking with God's perfect creation, but go on.
Thank you. So I was there for 3 days and I was very happy that I got to miss Christmas because I'm self-loathing. And so I was in there and this was a time when I was getting curious about sobriety. So I was listening on my headphones to Russell Brand's book about the 12 steps.
Yes.
Is it Russell Brand?
Yeah, it is.
I love him. And so he's one of us and he wrote a book and I was listening to it, but I had brought my own Ativan with me and I had just been prescribed, I had just been diagnosed ADHD.
Okay.
And so I had my Vyvanse and my Ativan, and then they were giving me Ativan at the hospital.
Ooh, a little cocktail mix.
So I was speedballing it.
Yeah.
And I was like taking notes on this like recovery book and like walking around and just being like fucked on Ativan and fucked on Vyvanse and like just had this perfect kind of medley going on and thinking, wow, this sobriety thing is amazing. I love this because I had no idea that wasn't sober. I thought illegal street drugs was addiction.
That's how the people get on the illegal street drugs because I know in
some
America,
people's that is their path.
You get a backache or you get something at football injury, you little high school football dudes.
I know, so cute.
They're so sweet and and then they go, here's some codeine and then here's this. And next thing you know, they're shooting crystal meth between their toes.
Next thing you know, they're on an episode of Cops. Like just, oh God.
It's so disgusting what these paid pharmaceutical gangster drug dealers do, and they get paid very good for it. And the government rewards them for it. So I love this story that you're walking around thinking, this is great. Meanwhile, you're high as a kite.
High as a kite. I know I have another friend, he's in rehab right now. And he just couldn't see, he couldn't see it. Like his family was like, you're going back to rehab, and super rich guy. I mean, it's just, he can afford it. Okay. If you can go to rehab and you can afford it, go fucking ahead. If I could go, I'd be on a vacation right now.
Our friend did that at the Eric Clapton rehab. And she said to me, Nikki, we just go to clean up so we can go use again.
Fattening up for the slaughter. So anyway, he's in there, but he was like, he's on, what is it called? Benzodiazepine?
Yeah, Benzos. My friend tried to commit suicide. Her husband literally slit his wrist on it.
Thank you. So that's why his family wanted to go in, and he could not see. He's like, I'm sober because like me, his definition of sober is not doing coke. And now that he's been in there for 5 days and in medically detox, it's like talking to a completely different person. He can see clearly that he was actually fucked up.
Benzos are really hard to get off of. And when you do, I sponsor an Al-Anon. I got the call from my friend, her husband and he had a security guard, like big money, big stuff. They had a security guard because he was suicidal, and on the Benzos, slit his wrists and his ankles.
Holy
you understand?
Not his fucking ankles.
Yes, wanted it, and he lived.
Oh,
okay.
God.
And all the money in the world, all the stuff in the world, and the Benzos couldn't help him. And the family's still going, well, what's wrong with him? Blah, blah, blah. It's like he's on too many pills. He's on. I think we did an episode or we did something, and it was like, it just gives you enough of a boost, the SSRI up inhibitors to commit suicide. And that's a fact.
So Canada dispense, if you want to hear some numbers.
I do. I like to hear statistics and facts.
Canada dispense, because we like to arm ourselves with the facts over here. Canada dispensed over 70 million antidepressant prescriptions in 2024. That is an 18% increase from 2020. Well, I don't think we need to dig very deep to understand why that is. Let's talk about it. Why did it increase from 2020?
Let's see. People lost their jobs. You told them you were Canada. Justin Trudeau in general said we were bioweapons if we didn't get an injection. Mm-hmm. I lost my job. A lot of other people did. A lot of people have injuries from certain things that went on.
People are infertile now. They can't get pregnant.
Let's go deeper. They were isolated. Don't breathe on grandma. Don't breathe on grandma because you'll kill her. Like the lies so of course everyone, I'm still watching people drive alone in their cars with a mask on.
Oh God, I know.
That's God. I'm going to say it, full retards out there driving alone in a car with a mask on. Just get off the planet, you NPCs.
What about this? In the Atlantic provinces.
Okay.
23% of the population is on antidepressants. That's a lot.
That's 1/4 of the population hates themselves, and the only solution is a pill? Like, come on, Health Canada.
Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Make it make sense. And so among women, that rate climbs to 30%, which means that 1 in 3 women in Atlantic Canada. What is Atlantic Canada?
Atlantic Canada is on the Atlantic side of the ocean. I love you. I love you. And I was schooled in America, and even I know that. That's on the Atlantic coast. That's all the PEI, all the New Brunswick.
Oh, it's beautiful there. Why the hell would you want to kill yourself? Go to the ocean and put your feet in there.
You want to know something? The sun, sea, and the sand don't solve anything.
It doesn't.
Remember when you went on that $20,000 vacation with the guy and you wanted to murder him and yourself in the hotel suite? Everybody, not just you.
Oh, my ex-husband threatened to walk into the ocean. I said, go ahead. Go ahead. And he was out there walking in the dark into the ocean. I know my mom laughed just like that. Just like
because
that.
It's like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to show her. I'm going to go walk into the ocean shore. It's like, no one cares. Please go.
And then Dan, I said something really nasty. And then Dan put almost both of his legs off our balcony. He tried to jump off the balcony. I don't know if this is my track record.
No, that's what we do in the disease of addiction. I'm laughing and there's a picture of you right behind you. You can go reach back and grab it. That's Grandpa who blew his head off. Okay. And we're sitting here laughing. Why? Because he said it. I'm going to hurt I'm going to do this. And then everyone's like, well, just do it then. Do it.
Fucking do it.
And then you can't, people can't even kill themselves right sometimes. You don't die right away. My mom got the $80,000 helicopter bill. They had to land the helicopter in the middle of the street because he didn't die right away.
You see, these are the ripple effects. Like, are you guys thinking about this when you're about to dig into that gram that you got from your dealer that you don't know is laced with fentanyl? Because what's going to happen is you're going to be dead. There's going to be a coroner. There's going to be ambulances. It's going to scare people. There's going to be a toxicology report. Your family's going to have to read it. People are going to have to go through your house and pack up your stuff. Someone's going to have to rectify your lease with your landlord. Are you guys thinking about this when you go pick up a fucking gram of Coke to do with your friends? Does that sound fun to you, Nikki?
Or when you're picking up the Benzos and you're off the gram of Coke and you're going, I'm going to be better because I'm on methadone. No, you're not.
Ew.
No, you're not. This is all just substitution strategies. These are all just substitution strategies for your obsession of self. Go on. What are the other statistics in Canada?
So let's talk about the benzodiazepine problem, because this is like a recent kind of theme, because like I said, my friend is sort of dealing with this, and it was such a dramatic kind of like shift in perspective when he was going in and saying that he didn't have a problem. Now that he's detoxed off of it, he's like, oh, that probably was necessary to get off of those. So they are prescribed primarily for anxiety, and they're the most addictive substance legally available.
There's a lot of money in making people addicted to things, okay? Like this is all set up. This isn't just by chance. This is all a deep, deep, dark, evil plan. Nikki, you're crazy. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm sitting in my home, and my mother lives upstairs. She's not here right now. She'll be home tonight because her husband, the pills.
Right.
Pills. The person I want to have on our podcast, and we don't need to mention names. It's all anonymous. She can tell her own story. It's because her husband was on Benzos and tried to kill himself. You understand?
No, I do, because I've had my own battles with them. Like I use them in our book. It says a cycle of alcohol and sedation. So I would drink, and then I would need to do Coke to straighten out. And that would be just a normal Tuesday for me. And then at the end of the night, or the top of the morning, 7, 8 a.m., I would be like, ew, it's disgusting to be up. I need something to bring me down.
Absolutely.
And I I have a great doctor. She's a doctor, but she's been my doctor for like 15 years, and she's a beautiful, beautiful girl. And she's extremely loose with her pen. She'll prescribe me things. She knows I'm an addict.
Do you want to know why? Because I worked at, I won't mention the hospital. I probably have before. You can do all the research. And I was on the catering team.
Okay.
Where we would serve your Jessica from Pfizer or Colgate, Palmolive. And you're going to host the doctors and the nurses. You're going to serve a 5-course meal with canapes and an open bar. And you're going to put up your big screen and say, this is the latest drug. And we are going to give you an incentive to prescribe that to your patients. Do you know how many dinners I did like that before? What was the financial crash in 2008?
2008.
2008. Do you know how many dinners I did like that before 2008? But after that, the pockets weren't so free. But 10 years, a decade of Pfizer and Colgate/Palmolive doing these dinners for these doctors and nurses and senior team leadership management teams.
Go deeper. These are the people that are making your toothpaste and your dish soap that are all over your dishes that your kids eat off of every day. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you have the stats up for that, but recently, and I saw it because I scroll my life away to get these stats. The Lululemon pants, they're in a lawsuit for the whatever it is, the chemicals that are in there that are making your vajayjay sterile.
So if you follow the paper trail on that, if you don't think that they are somehow in bed with the people that are making money off of infertility, you need to wake up right now.
Come on, there's been women who can't make babies. This is an epidemic of going to a fertility clinic. And do you know what these women have to do it?
Right.
Like, oh my God, the shots and the things and the disappointments. I mean, if you've ever seen anyone on these IV and the Kardashians, Funkulo, they make it look cool. Like, I'm not going to ruin my body and I'm going to inject myself and someone else can carry my babies and all these things. They're making it for the average woman who cannot, number one, afford it, can't do it. They've brainwashed us.
They can't mentally and spiritually afford it either. Like, it's just not.
You need a career, fuck having a husband and a baby, and then they wake up at 40 and it's like, you only have tards left.
I have a cousin who has two, like, oh God, what is it called? Like a sperm donor baby?
Yeah, sperm donor baby.
I have a cousin who has 2 of them. And I'm like,
well, I like that. And I like when they find out at the end that the dad has like 7,000 babies out there because they messed up in the fertility clinic. And then it's like, yay, I have like 1,000 brothers and sisters.
Then you have a high chance of fucking your brother.
Oh, well, you have it anyway in society right now because everybody.
Not us, because we're mixed breeds. My mom's Scottish and my dad's Greek. So they definitely aren't related.
Well, I'm like Michael Jackson said, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, okay? I'm one of those kids. I don't even know what I am.
What we aren't is inbred.
Well, you know what? I'm a little bit of everything because by injection, okay? I've slept with all of you, every nationality. And yeah, I'm a little bit of everything because go deeper. We've talked about it. Sexual energy exchange. You collect people's DNA.
Sexually transmitted
Demons. So I've got a little bit of demon in me too. Go on.
So the system's overwhelmed, right? Medications don't work.
It's easier to write a medication. Just as I said at Auntie's thing, I said, Nurse April, have you guys ever thought about rubbing Auntie's stomach so the poo-poo comes out? Have you thought about getting her up and down so she's moving a little bit? Have you thought about prune juice? Have you thought about not giving her any carbs today?
Well, no,
and just giving her fruit? And you're right.
It's easier
to write the prescription.
You know,
it's easier.
And here's the thing: you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So this is a problem on a bigger scale, on an individual scale, it's like people don't want to do the work to get better. Like, if you want to get better and you want what we have, you're going to have to do what we did.
Stop eating carbs. Don't pop a pill. Do you know what carbs do to your brain? Do you know what sugar? That's legal cocaine. Every time I'm at a dinner when my son was young, you know, all the sugar that's on the table, I just say, why don't you smack that down? Just put it in slam it in your neck,
Slam it in your neck.
Because that's legal children's cocaine, sugar. Number 1 killer is heart and stroke disease.
Right.
Not your laced fentanyl and benzos.
No. So we got to start, I lost my train of thought. You're going to have to edit that out. Take over.
Well, let's take over with some questions. Did anybody send any questions this week about that? Because I like to always hear what our audience is saying about these type of things with, we have a big opinion on things, but even more than the opinions, Jess, is our experience, strength, and hope. We're not just sitting here shooting out opinions. I'm sitting here with experience, strength, and hope. We have a dead grandpa on our hands, okay? Grandpa, I love you, Grandpa.
The show is basically dedicated to Grandpa.
It's dedicated to you, Grandpa,
because this is about
you.
Everyone's Grandpa.
Everybody. Put Grandpa on pills.
So Maxine is asking, she has been on antidepressants for 6 years.
Oh God. And I think it changes your brain too. These chemicals must change your brain.
They put you on these when you're sober. Wellbutrin, there was one therapist that said, they practically, she said this verbatim, they practically put it in the water fountains at rehabs. They give everyone Wellbutrin because they say your serotonin's all fucked up. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they give it to, here's the thing, and I'm going to say it. You give it to the children. And I just, when I think about these kids on this stuff,
so Maxine's doctor has never once suggested that she try to come off them or explore alternatives. Nobody has ever asked me how I'm actually doing. I just get a renewal every year. Is this normal?
No,
should I be worried?
You should be actually terrified. Fire your doctor, Maxine. Why? She's never mentioned fasting.
But here's the thing. Wait, before you get into the alternative solutions, I'm sorry, Maxine, but get responsible for your own health. Why are we taking the first thing that a doctor...
I cannot. I am Maxine. I am programmed into believing what the doctor said.
In 6 years, you didn't sit down and say, maybe I could do my own research on this after COVID?
I believe the doctor. They are gods.
No, they're not. I think even the harshest vaxxer can agree now that no, they are not gods.
That's a whole nother topic.
I don't know.
Too.
I don't know them, so I don't speak with
them.
I
worked at a hospital. They're gods in their mind. Yes, surgeons play God, and thank God they do, but no, they're not gods.
So we have a question from Jillian. Okay. I am in recovery from alcohol. My doctor wants to put me on antidepressants for anxiety. I am scared it's going to compromise my my sobriety or activate something like that. Is that a valid fear?
Well, let's just go deep. Sorry, what was her name? I like to address people by names. Whatever your name is, sweet thing who wrote us in. Jillian, thank you. Jillian, I've got menopause. Jillian, you don't have anxiety. That's a medical term. You have fear. And the only prescription for fear is faith. Hey, where's my prescription bottle? Let me just, I don't want to get a whole bunch of props here, but the prescription for faith, lady, Jillian, is endless. You can take as much fear as you are, much faith as you want. There's no side effects. You can take as much faith as you want. There is no side effects. It's endless. And guess what? It's free. So why don't you ask your doctor a different question, Jillian? Doctor, I have fear. What can you prescribe? And then the doctor may say faith if you have a good doctor. If you don't, they're going to prescribe you, I have anxiety. Let me write you some Prozac. Let me write you this. Don't you? Hey, words have power. And so when you walk in and go, I have anxiety, there's a prescription for that. When you walk in and say, I have fear, what's the prescription for fear?
Faith.
There you go. That's it.
Trust.
That's it. My friend Joyce Meyer says, and she has a big screen on her TV, everyone, and she walks out, and that's why we need prop guys, music guys. And I love our producers. So when we get the big production going, I want a big prescription of trust, faith on our set.
Yeah, because that is the prescription. And you know what else? Like whenever you bring up Joyce Meyer, I always smile because you introduced me to her. And that is a prescription. Like I met you and I was all the way fucked up. And part of your way of helping me is sharing resources with me that have helped you. You're not telling me, you're showing me. And that's what we need to do with each other.
And it was free. All of it's free.
That's it.
You could buy her book if you wanted to help her out. Go on.
What is another question? My teenager was prescribed an antidepressant at 14 after a hard year. She is 17 now and wants to come off it. Her doctor says she is not ready. How do we know who is right?
Well, I would wean her off. The doctor's wrong. There's money to be made. Ask the doctor for the receipts. Ask him if he makes any kickbacks. Get armed with the facts. Stand tall. But the reality of it is, and we are not legal MDs, but I'm a soul surgeon. You cannot just come off antidepressants. That's how grandpa killed himself.
Yeah, so
he was on so many. And I'll never forget the day he said that. He says, I need to get off. He had like 7 or 8. And he was doing it himself. No therapy, no guidance from a doctor. And that's what a lot of these young kids do. They go off of it. I'm not going to take them anymore. I'm not going to take my psych meds. And then all of a sudden, they're dressed in a black trench coat, going postal at some high school or elementary school. And that's a fact. Google it. So Dr. Google will tell you that too. So no, what do you need to do? You need to go in with your child, sit there, ask the doctor what it looks like to slowly wean it off, medical, and then get this person to a power greater than themselves. That's your daughter. Get her to something. Get her into music. Get her a harp lesson. Get her a guitar lesson. Jesus, take her on a retreat where she can hug a tree, ground her, get her to a sound bath.
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, it's something that isn't like, it's not outside of you. So these things that we're suggesting are pathways to get inside, to tap into the answer that's inside.
It's all in you. It's all in you. You're not going to find it from a doctor. You're not going to find it from a prescription. Everything. I just want to end here and you can take us out, Jess, but everything that we need is inside of us. No doctor's going to tell you that. We can basically do everything but regenerate a goddamn tail or an arm.
We do regenerate our bodies. How often?
Every 7 years,
like,
I think,
I'm a
or
new
something.
person. Like, I'm not.
So this is powerful, our body. And we've been I'm going to say it. You've been
bamboozled. You've been bamboozled. It's been inside of us the whole time. And it feels so good to be able to tap that. Like, you can tap it from a jail cell. Have you you sent me the coffee bean?
Yes, I sent you the coffee bean.
It's the coffee bean. I love the coffee bean because you can ultimately achieve freedom from wherever you are, right? Like, I used to feel so trapped and so alone in huge groups of people. And, a lot of addicts say that, but I would be at some really amazing things. And by all intents and purposes, people would love to be at these places, these events, these vacations. I had a very lavish lifestyle, and I would be there and I would be not having a good time because I would be thinking that the person next to me is having a better time. And I'm sure that that's relatable to our audience because I've heard people talk about it. And, all that to be said, I wasn't free in my heart and my spirit, but you can be free from a jail cell, right? And so this friend of ours, a friend of Bill and Bob's, he talks about this experience that he had in prison where he was incarcerated for, I think, a life sentence or something close to being a life sentence. And he was a white man, like a racist. But he had no choice but to buddy up with a black man in his job. He was doing the cleaning. And this black man shared this thing with him. And he said to him, what happens when you put a carrot into boiling water? What happens, Nikki?
It softens.
Okay. So what happens when you put an egg into boiling water?
It hardens.
Okay. So where we're at in this story is you could be in this hard environment and you could soften. Okay. You could be a little bitch.
Yeah.
Or you could be a big, angry, barking hard. Yes. Right. But what happens when you put a coffee bean or coffee grounds into water?
It changes the color of the water.
It changes the water entirely. It's not water anymore. It's coffee. So I can change the entire light of this room. I can be the light. I can enter a dark room and I can be the light. I can change the entire frequency. I can walk into a whole ass institution and bring my book and bring my friend Nikki and bring my friends, and I can change that entire institution's energy. Right? Because that's what we do.
Yeah, we be coffee beans.
We be coffee beans.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you.
I want to be a coffee bean.
Let's go be one.
Thank you.
See you next week.